Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you the capability of TextoCAD and some real design that I have created using TextoCAD, and I'm also going to show you what is the good prompting and bad prompting while generating CAD model using TextoCAD. Let's get into the browser. This is one metal door created using TextoCAD. I don't think this one is 3D printable. It is better to explain your design with all of the parameter so that you can get exactly what you mean to generate. I think this one is pretty detailed. There is a lot of information, and yeah, this one is good. This one is another one. Someone has created one gear with cylindrical rod inserted onto the gear. You can see all the parameter, and you can just slide some parameter modules and number of teeth. Maybe I'll decrease number of teeth. I already can see a lot of teeth, so I'll decrease. And face width, I'll increase face width and then rebuild it. Let's see what is the difference. You can see you can rebuild directly with slides. If you decrease the module and rebuild it again, you can see the difference. Now it is looking like this with module 2. Okay, now I'm going to show another. This is another one box with one opening on. This is another one. You can see TextoCAD have built assembly perfectly, but I usually do not suggest to create assembly like that for manufacturing using 3D printer or other method. If you are visualizing the assembly, then it is fine, but while manufacturing, it is not a good idea to assemble gear like that and then print together. Instead of doing that, you can give exact dimension and all the information. After that, you can print both of them separately. That would be the good idea. Okay, let's see another one. This one is another one. I will consider this one is good prompting because of all the dimension provided on prompt. So Text have built all of the features perfectly because of the dimension provided with the prompt. If you just tell TextoCAD create a L bracket or create a cup of tea, then you might not get the exact dimension that you needed. So it is better to provide dimension while giving prompt. This one is pretty good because of all the information provided. TextoCAD have built it perfectly. This is also a good model. This one is also good. You can see it has exactly designed how user have given the prompt. This is another one. If you tell TextoCAD to create exploded view, it can exactly make exploded view that you can export as a step or STL file. But the issue with this is you might get hard time while manufacturing if you have not created individual separate file. Although you can import these design onto CAD software and then create individual part separately, but you might get hard time while manufacturing using 3D printer or other manufacturing process because of all the exploded view on same drawing. So I'm saying that again. I encourage you to break part into individual and then create individual part separately so that you can get detailed design. At the same time, you will have part that you can manufacture directly after exporting. This is another one. The issue with this one is user have not given proper dimension so that there is a thin portion over here. If you manufacture this one, it is highly likely that it can break later on. The good part is that if you are using TextoCAD, this one is another mechanical part. You can see the detail. This one is also good one. There is a lot of detail actually. You can see the slot over here and holes. This is another example of good prompting. If you give dimension, all the dimension, at the exact order that AI can understand, then it is pretty likely that you can get exact part that you want. And this is the example of bad prompting. If you want to create extremely complex design for mechanical manufacturing, it is not a good idea to give comprehensive prompt, so that your model will not be good, and also even if you got good 3D part, you will not be able to manufacture it. You will only be able to visualize, but for manufacturing, maybe for 3D printing, you need to print individual part using 3D printer. So if you get a assemble complex 3D part, it would be really hard for you to 3D print or manufacture it by other mechanical process. So again, I'm saying that I encourage to divide part into section, different smaller part, and then create using TextoCAD. I will consider this as a good prompting, but even it is good prompting, there is a lot of information in one prompt. So if you try to manufacture it by 3D printing, I don't think you can print this one as a functionable part. So I consider creating glasses differently. I think this person is trying to create goggles. So I would recommend to create these two parts separately and then frame separately, and also the connector separately, so that you can export all of these parts separately and manufacture them separately, and later on you can assemble this manufactured part. This is another design. You can see complexity and detail of design that TextoCAD have created. But again, I still suggest that even you can print it, manufacture it, it wouldn't be functional. So I would rather create this one lower part separately, this gear separately, that rack separately, and that table separately. And later on, after manufacturing all of that, these part individually, I would assemble. So if you are creating this one for visualization, then it is fine, it is best. But if you are creating this one to manufacture or 3D print, then I would suggest to create individual part and then export individually, print it. Somebody have told TextoCAD to create Ferrari, but I don't know whether it is for just for fun or visualization or for manufacturing. But if you generating this one for manufacturing, then create individual tire and then body and then assemble later on. That is the best approach. Okay guys, that's all for today. I will get you updated on other design, other complex design, and more feature that we are implementing on TextoCAD. Bye for today. See you in next video.